Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your person on your mind reading. This is the type of reading where we're just, if we're not in contact with someone, but we love them. Um, what are they thinking? What are they doing? We're going to ask five very specific questions to get clarity on the answers. Definitely trust your intuition, though. You know what I mean? And definitely don't be afraid to ask your guides to give you some type of sign that this reading is meant for you. I feel like they'll answer in some way. So, anyways, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is it's really for anyone because a lot of you might be here because you're in love with the Sagittarius. Um, Now you can be on either side. I'll explain to you in a second what we're going to do. But you could be in, it could be one way or the other for you. So just keep your intuition open. All right, guys. So we're going to ask, what are the current feelings for you right now? What is their current view of you? What actions are they currently thinking of taking or potentially taking? What is your current view of them? This is important. And then what is the overall energy that's supporting these connections? And we're going to do this through three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, but we're going to use this over the connections. So we'll just put her over here for a second. We are going to go, the psychic tarot is going to be where our questions are going to be answered from, the psychic tarot. And we're going to go right above those answers with the gilded tarot. I'm sorry, and potentially below them also. You know, if we need to, we probably will though. You know what I mean? Why not get that extra clarity? So we'll see. Let's go ahead and get ready. We're going to go ahead and give the cards a couple shuffles. They're already pre-shuffled. I do this for you. I have a feeling someone said that to their guides. Like if she picks up the cards, because some people read right from the top of a deck, or their cards are already pre-shuffled and they don't shuffle them, when they're in air. And I just have a feeling someone asked their guides, this is for me, have her pick up the cards and shuffle. So I think that is your confirmation. Okay. All right. So we are going to take off the top, but now that we're nice and shuffled, let's go ahead and begin and let's ask, what are their current feelings for you? Could actually bring the lid down first. There we go. Beautiful. The Empress, the mother figure. Some of you may be their children's mother. Creative, loving, nurturing, interesting, everything you would think that you'd want in a partner, right? Maybe this is your current energy, versus, and what I mean by that is maybe there's been some time period for some of you, and you like in my own relationship, like we were teenage lovers and then didn't come back to our 50s. So, but beautiful. I feel like they must feel like you nurture their soul in some way. All right, what's their current view of you? Hmm, conflict and defeat. I'm sorry to laugh. I just get this feeling of like someone who really speaks my mind. It's nothing to do with this card. It's just what I'm feeling. Like, man, she's got a mouth on her. And I do feel like it's a guy saying it about a woman, like, like, sure, she could have all the class in the world, but man, she's got a mouth on her. Um, it is the five, so it does speak about change, but it's interesting. I am picking up a little bit of, you know, does drama come with you? Now, this is their view. Doesn't mean it's real. Or, or I should say it's their perspective, right? All right. Well, let's see what actions they're currently thinking of taking. By the way, five into three is an eight, potentially a new beginning. Look at this. Hello. Hello, lovers. Must be recognition. It all just seems too good to be true, right? But let's not forget, before it is conflict and defeat. And maybe it's just energy we had to learn to overcome. But it's interesting that it's called harmony in this deck. They're eye to eye. I mean, they're certainly glad to see each other. They're in each other's personal space. You know what I mean? There's already a comfort level, I feel. Interesting. Maybe right now they're trying to make a head over heart decision. That really is the meaning of the card. So they could literally be trying to decide between what their heart wants and their head wants. And maybe their head is what pulls them back to this five conflict and defeat. It's almost like I can't win a battle. Now, I don't know if that may not be your reality, but it kind of feels like theirs. It's almost like I went underground. But anyway, and sometimes I feel like distance, time apart, um, can be our best teachers. And I'm not recommending breaking up with someone just, to learn and then get back. That's not what I mean. I feel like, people who are meant to come back together, if you could take free will out of it, then you would just come back together. Probably would never broke up. Look at that. Hmm. Okay, well, let's see what your current view of them right now is. Oh, three swords. Okay. That's why conflict and defeat are here. Maybe they just feel like they're not going to have a chance. Definitely means, well, literally says heartache and loss. But you know what? If you're the Sagittarius here, I don't feel like much holds you back for too long, or I just carry it with me. And that's probably the majority of those here today. It's like I just carry this with me. It's not like I'm laying in my bed crying. It's just, it's that ache. 33. In between that 33 is 11. Mm. Certainly could be mirroring each other. This connection may be, I get this feeling, excuse me, it's one of those type of connections that because it's so deep, it's also that difficult. But, I don't know if the difficulties got to be there, but I'm sure you've learned from it. I'm sure they've learned from it. At least I hope so. Otherwise, why would I be doing this reading? I don't do readings just to do readings. You know what I mean? Hmm. It's like how open. Well, the Empress is open. The Empress does remain loving and nurturing, but she's also, she also trusts her own energy. It's like it'd be very hard to try to trick the Empress, with lower vibrational energy. She just pick it up too quickly. Why? Because I've been there. I've done that. I know it. But yet I feel this comfort level between these lovers. All right. Let's look at the overall energy supporting these connections. Interesting. Deception and envy. Interesting. I mean, not what you would wish for, but listen, if we're here to learn, and this is probably really what it's about, we're learning how to love. Seven is a spiritual number, but it can be like a chosen lower path. But maybe it's what I needed. Maybe I need to go through the dark. I feel like if like there's no way that deception is supporting these connections, right? Because it does feel divine. Like it does feel like the comfort of knowing one's soul. And that's why we can like get it within each other's personal space so quickly. So I feel like, maybe an issue is like, maybe there's been like a jealousy factor type thing. Maybe there's been a reason. I don't know. But maybe that's what we have to work out. Boy, that's difficult though. I mean, difficult, but I guess with the lovers right in the middle, it feels worth it. So, anyways, we'll come back and look at that. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Star, hope, hope. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Look at that, a seven. And then you add that one, it's an eight. New beginning. But it's a seven. Here's a seven. What do we have? We have five, six, seven. We're missing a four. Three, five, six, seven. Anyway, part of Aquarius. That the waiting game. Hmm. All right. Let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. This reading definitely has my interest peaked. Like I can feel like the psychic detective part of me come out, and I want to go deeper. Got that star in the bottom here also. All right. So we start off with the Empress, fertility. It's almost like you're the one I want to have my babies with. Now, being pretty, I don't know if that's, that maybe for someone. Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Swords. But sitting next to the Seven of Pentacles, this may be some type of a reap. No wonder we have these threes also. Even though a double three, I looked it up because it's always following us in the readings. And short but sweet, it's a spiritual high five. And, I feel like in the Ten of Swords, because the Seven of Pentacles is next, so it's almost like those are my intentions. Whether they're my soul's intentions before I came here, and it may be just to learn that. Like this may not be the first lifetime with someone, and maybe that's why they're showing as the lovers and not soulmates yet. I'm saying yet, so I don't know. Um, and it can be like a lesson that wasn't completed. It might be a difficult one. It might be about forgiveness, but it's also about not repeating patterns, like seeing the pattern so that I can stop that pattern. Because I feel like the lesson is in the Ten of Swords. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Three of Cups. Wow. At this moment, I don't feel like there's much to be joyful of. So I feel like it might be more of like, excuse me, like a period of time where, one could have been partaking in a lot of alcohol or just wanted to go out and have a good time and didn't really think about, you know, the effects of that it would have on others. You add that up though, it's an eight. Look at that. Look at that. The Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Ace of Pentacles means that this Ace of Pentacles is coming into your physical world. Into your physical world. It's not the promise of like energy you'll feel. It's something that's actually coming into your world. And the Lovers is right below it. I do feel like there must have been some time because I feel like someone had to have pretty good understanding of, one may have caused those 10 swords and another may have absorbed them, taking the brunt of someone else's actions. But it probably only lasted so long. And I don't know. I just feel like somewhere in there is a lesson. It's almost like this person knows more than I know. And because I feel like they are thinking of reaching out, then they are trying to make a head over heart decision. So they must be following their heart with the Ace of Pentacles there. Okay, let's keep going. Somebody could come back and be like, I get it. Like, I got out of control. I was drinking too much, or, I was giving my attention to everyone, but to the one I loved, I get it. I feel like they get it. But yet I have you over here in the Three of Swords, so. And I don't know why I assume you were here. We have the Queen of Swords. She may have a few things to say, but then you have Temperance. First of all, card is Sagittarius. And Temperance is all about divine timing, patience. So I have a feeling some time has come in between. Yet at the same time, anytime I see temperance, I feel comforted like, okay, I know I can just kind of let go of control of it and, do my thing. Just keep doing my thing. And, because when I find inner harmony within myself, in a way, you're opening yourself up to the universe and really unexpected things happen, and I can use like my daughter, for example. She was telling me about a day she had where just everything was going right, and like, like people showing up just out of the blue. Just, one of those days, and reminded me of a day that my son told me he had where like everything was going right, and he went to go out to get some fast food, and there was a girl behind the counter. She's like, "It's on me. I got you." And he's like, "Why?" And she said, "It's just on me." You know what I mean? Like it was just one of those days. So why am I telling you all that? I guess because you never know what can happen in just one of those ordinary days, right? Starts out like any other old day. I do feel like the Queen of Swords is representing, like, I have to be able to say my piece here. Like, I have to be able to speak. And, there's all these white doves around her sword. And, she decides to wield that sword. It's like words that can cut you. But because the doves are around there, I feel like it's like saying through this conversation, maybe just because of the way it feels, it automatically changes like some things before I speak. Because I feel like these white doves, I'm still saying my piece, but I'm saying it in a loving way. I'm not saying it like in a mad, mean, aggressive way. Now, you do whatever you want. I'm just telling you how I'm picking it up. Okay, let's go below. I keep looking at this Seven of Swords where it's falling, like what's supporting this connection. And why would deception be part of that? And then I'm looking over at the Ten of Swords with the Empress under it, and I'm thinking, well, the Ten of Swords means that chances are I've gone the whole way, right? Because this person's like laying on the ground and just taking the swords at this point. And maybe part of the lesson was not to stick around that long. And I know that sounds like the opposite of a like, but I feel like because then here's a five. I don't know. I feel like like this is solvable. Like we can fix this somehow. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. All right, we have seven of wands. That's standing your ground. So, you know, mm, number seven, by the way. But look at this, four of swords. And I feel that's kind of beautiful. That's healing from what was. And by healing what was, it allows us to be in the present. You know what I mean? In the present moment. You have to remember, like this Ace of Pentacles. it needs loving, it needs nurture to grow. It needs sunlight, and if it's like buried in the dark, it's just going to dry up and die. So it's us who's growing this ace. But if we nurture that ace, then it only grows and grows and grows. Four of Swords. This could be a lesson about forgiveness. Some of you are going to be like, Sandy, you're out of your mind. And I'm probably not talking about you. Because I do feel that. We have the Four of Pentacles. Look at that, two fours back to back. It's like one was grounded, one wasn't so much. We have Judgment. And I also want to say that you could also, there could be like resistance in the Four of Pentacles. Like I could be resisting this healing. Why? Well, probably because of the Three of Swords, but also the Seven of Wands. I could be in more of an aggressive type energy. And I do feel like that's going to be a choice. But then look at what falls below the lovers and that Ace of Pentacles, Judgment, present moment. They're blowing their trumpet. There's about to be a rebirth. Where and who? Well, coming under the lovers and under the Ace of Pentacles. So this feels like it's something is happening sooner versus later. Now, do I think a lot has to happen? I do. I feel like conversation has to happen. I feel like this person's got to like follow their heart, face whatever they got to face, listen to whatever they have to listen to. But then, I mean, first of all, you're showing up in your own reading, but then about divine timing. Sometimes you have to love someone from afar. Definitely feels like another chance. Another chance. You don't have to take it. As the Empress, I feel like, I'm pretty okay on my own. Though I do feel like that Three of Swords you carry in your heart. You can be okay, right? And I feel like a lot of us are like that. It's almost like this the Empress is who I'm showing people I am. But maybe when I'm alone, I'm more in that Three of Swords energy. Look at that. Look at that. That Three of Swords just turned upside down. Just reverse. I mean, I didn't see it reverse itself, but it's reversed. So Three Swords in the upright is now met by the Three Swords in reverse. And look at Judgment. It's like Judgment is like, I knew it all along. Now it makes me realize that this healing has worked. And I had to have let that part of that go, whatever that was. Whatever, let's say everything that caused that Three of Swords, I had to be willing to like let it go. Because in Judgment, it's all about the present moment. The signs are sent in the present moment. I'm saying that this is coming physically into your world, but I mean, you still may feel it first. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Eight of Pentacles in a love reading to me signifies, maybe I'm asking a question, will something work? Can it work? The Eight of Pentacles would say, if you're willing to put your focus upon it, it's just going to grow and grow and grow. You don't need to know everything about everything. This is about being in the present moment. It's an eight. It's just like how my interest was piqued in your reading. I feel like that's how your life's going to be. It almost feels like a love story for the books. So, it does feel like this has been a learning experience. This probably has not been the first time. Doesn't have to be in this lifetime. And then number eight. Eight, a new beginning. That's probably why I caught out the five and the three in the beginning, which equal eight, right? That, a new beginning. I'm just trying to think, do I have any questions? I think I just want to take one card over the Seven of Swords. We get the Queen of Cups. It could certainly be just learning that, like, my actions, and whether it be you, whether it be them, or whether it be both, like really hurt. But I do feel like they're forgivable because then this Three of Swords again is in reverse, and I felt forgiveness before we even saw this. So that may be part of it. I feel like the Queen of Cups would, she'd want a relationship. And I don't think in any way is this like, one of those things where it's like just for the moment. Because I feel like for this person to come in, there was some energy they really had to clear. I want to take one more over that. Look at that, the sun. What was ever done in the dark has come to the light. But the sun's like a brand new day. The sun to me is freedom. The freedom to roam, being childish, playful. That's the word I'm thinking of, playful together. I feel like what that means is it's all moving in the sun's direction. And, I feel like when the sun's out, there's nothing to fear because the shadows can't hide when the sun's out, period. And I feel like you do need to trust your spiritual self, because your spiritual team is like they're blowing the trumpet. And remember, your signs are in the present moment. Boom, Ace of Pentacles. That kind of feels like the sign. You know what I mean? All right, let's take Mother Mary. Man, my chair is loud. Over these connections. I don't think I gave any signs, but maybe I wasn't meant to. All right, Mother Mary. Present moment. All right, I wanted to give it a couple shuffles just to see if anything else wanted to come out. And interesting, the present moment came face up. Judgment, all about the present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. Grace, grace. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Maybe I had to learn that about myself. And as the Empress, if you're the Empress, that's what you've learned. And the Empress, again, she's loving and nurturing. Doesn't mean she always was. It means she's learned how to be. She's learned to trust her energy, right? She understands that energy rules the world. And the power I have within that, but the power of good. So, grace and present moment. I feel like sun everywhere, sun. And then you have the star. That's right. Did I not look at the bottom of the True Dreams? Look at that. The world. That's weird. I don't know why I didn't look. The world. It's kind of like hidden from us. And faith under that. Interesting. I don't know why I didn't look. The next, excuse me, the next chapter. And I feel like, this is a chance to get it right. So I'm going to let that be, though. Um, I love you guys. I thank you. Your May reading is already done. So I would definitely check that out because I definitely get a feeling like that readings are connecting. I try to do the monthly, or I try to do, well, not everybody's, but at least the last four. I try to do the monthly or this um like love messages right after your monthly. Um and I was a day. I had to do another reading before, but anyways, here's yours. Wow. Maybe it's just in divine timing. Divine timing. You gotta trust in it. All right, guys, I love you. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.